Please click like and subscribe and that little notification bell for the next episode.
This is our 1920s room exhibit here at the Oklahoma Route 66 Museum. And this room tells about the building of Route 66. In the 1920s, Route 66 was a dirt road. So right here you can see in this beautiful photo, people actually working on Route 66. And of course they're using the actual grader that was actually used on Route 66, which is pulled by horses or mules. Now you're entering the 1930s, and of course in the 1930s, the Dust Bowl days, the Great Depression stand out in our mind. And it didn't rain for many days and nights here in Oklahoma, Texas, and Kansas, and people could no longer stay here because many people were sharecroppers. So they had to leave Oklahoma and go to Arizona and California to find work. Right here we have a 1928 International truck loaded with all the family's belongings, headed for California, the promised land, the land of milk and honey. And of course this is when the book The Grapes of Wrath was written. Just a very difficult time here for many people in Oklahoma. This room here represents the 1940s. And of course, in the 1940s, World War II stands out in our mind, and the rationing of food and gas so the soldiers would have enough. Over-the-road trucking came into place to haul the military supplies. Right here we have a Leeway truck. Leeway Trucking started right here in Clinton, Oklahoma, and was a very prominent trucking company along Route 66. We have the military uniform in this room as well, back to the right over here. It was just a patriotic duty to give a ride to military men hitchhiking on Route 66. Also in 1946, Bobby Troop had got out of the service and he wrote the song, Get Your Kicks on Route 66, first recorded by Nat King Cole. Okay, this room here represents the 1950s. And of course in the 1950s, the war was over. It was a more happy time to travel Route 66 in America. Many of the military men wanted to take their families on Route 66, so the diner really came into place. The bright neon colors, the jukebox was popular, the big hamburger cake with lots of icing. This room represents the popular diners of Route 66. This room here represents the 1960s. It was the beginning of the hippie culture here in America. And the hippies traveled on Route 66. They usually had a Volkswagen bus painted like this, and they were just traveling on Route 66. Our gift shop is also an exhibit here at the Route 66 Museum. As you can see, we have many items here pertaining to Route 66. It's actually designed to look like an old curio gift shop that was along Route 66. Right here is a Valentine Diner that's located in the museum park. And during the days when Route 66 was a popular road to travel, the Valentine Diner was very popular along the road. This one right here was located in Shamrock, Texas, and has completely been restored to its original look. Here at the back of the park, we have a cement mixer that was actually used when Route 66 was being built.
Pat Smith really knew her stuff at the museum, but it was time to move on to Canute.
Taking the oldest alignment, we sought out the Washita Motel. Only the sign remained, and the motel became a home.
And here's an old Canute Motel. Seen better days here on Route 66. And if you follow the sign, you could see the motel.
From Canute, Route 66 became a service road for Route 40.
This is where we encountered another spur.
They put in Route 40, they decided, why don't we just cut Route 66 right in half? So to get over there, we had to go around the highway and catch that piece.
We followed the road to Elk City, to the National Route 66 Museum.
To find an old gas station on the way.
Located in Elk City, Oklahoma, off Old Route 66.
Not too far from that station was the National Route 66 Museum with plenty of indoor and outdoor exhibits.
We had people waiting to talk to us there, like Dr. Barker.
And here we are at the National Route 66 Museum. It looks like a replica of way Elk City might have looked long time ago on old Route 66. Plus we have an old Texaco gas station that would have been lining the street. You can find these nice three-dimensional murals in the window showing what the store might have looked like back in the day. We're with LV today at the National Route 66 Museum.